Satoshi Nakamoto. Who could it be? That's the question that has been asked and tried to be answered since the beginning of Bitcoin back in 2009. Well, Chico has a theory that most people like to laugh at. But who will be the last one laughing? Me or you? Well, chuckle away, my friends, because it's time for Chico Crypto. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Well, the rumor mill is getting fired up on all cylinders because of a tweet from a certain individual. Last week, Elon Musk tweeted a picture of the Samsung, Toshiba, Nakamichi, and Motorola logos with certain pieces of each of the logos circled, which spells out Satoshi. Is Elon Musk just playing around and meme lording on Twitter, or is there more to his story? Well, let's dive right in and find out why he is a top candidate to be Satoshi Nakamoto. To begin, we gotta go all the way back to 2014 for some of the most critical evidence. Back then, a Noel on Twitter asked Elon his thoughts on cryptocurrencies, and Elon replied, "Well, now that Satoshi has been discovered, I guess it is case closed, smiley face." Elon admitted he was Satoshi, but back when he wasn't as popular on Twitter, you can see the tweet only received 4 retweets and 20 likes. Was that a slip of the tongue, or was he just messing around? Well, to find this out, we gotta go deeper into the Twitterverse. Back in January of 2021, Elon Musk tweeted this, x.com/x, with a meme showing a person hurting with different ailments. The thing that hurt the most? When the domain for that side project you never launched is up for renewal. Well, going to x.com/x, it's just plain text with the letter Y. Taking out the X and just going to x.com, it's just a plain text X. Does this have any meaning? Well, we think so, and this relates to x.com, as this used to be a real domain and company. If you didn't know, it was Musk's second startup, which was one of the first online banking startups. But before we get into that, x.com, we need to rewind back even further and learn about Elon's early days. High school, the 1980s in South Africa. According to a friend of Elon Musk, Ted Wood, he approached Elon and his brother Kimball on a class break. And when asked what they were discussing, Musk told him they're thinking about whether banking needs a new type of branch and how long it's going to take to develop paperless banking. In high school, already thinking about banking. Well, fast forward to college, Musk moves to Canada, where he enrolls into Queen University of Ontario to study economics. Reading a newspaper back then, in pursuit of contacts in the industry, Elon stumbles upon Peter Nicholson, top executive at Bank of Nova Scotia. After a cold call made by the Musk brothers and a 6-month wait period, the three finally met, and Peter was fascinated with them, and that led to Elon's summer internship at the bank. With the internship, Elon was aware of most of the lacks of the banking industry of that time. His position of head of banking strategies assistant enabled him to become familiar with third world debt, and how it's possible to double your money by buying it off. He understood money, which would help him later on. Other notable mentions from this period of time is also most of his income came from selling PC hardware and servicing other students' PCs, as well as the testimony of his roommate Navid Farouk about Elon's obsession over game theory and computer science. Well, one of those jobs that netted him some money was working for a video game company where he wrote a multitasker for PC in C++, which could basically read video from a CD while running a game at the same time. The name of that video game company was Rocket Science, of which Elon confirms below. C++ language. Elon is interested in coding, in game theory, money, gaming, computer science, and paperless banking. What would he do next? Well, in 1994, Elon and his brother Kimball obsessed with the power of the internet and coding, and were able to pick up enough knowledge and implement a physical product into digital by making the first internet yellow pages, called Zip2, which was coded in a certain language, C++, which is very important, and we will get into that in a second. Eventually, Zip2 was sold to Compaq in a deal which netted Elon millions, 22 to be exact, making him one of the first dot-com millionaires. But now we get back to X.com. Instead of pissing away all his money, Elon reinvested most of the money into a new startup for online banking, which would be named X.com. X.com, once again like Zip2, would be fully coded in C++. Although X.com had a big competitor, Confinity, another online banking startup founded by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. X.com and Confinity would get into a heated battle for user acquisition early on. To gain share on eBay, Confinity initially offered a $10 sign-up bonus and a $10 referral bonus for each new user. X.com then upped their bonuses to $20. Both companies probably would have run out of money competing with each other. So what did they do? They merged together and rebranded with the name PayPal, with Elon Musk becoming the CEO. Although Elon Musk was quickly ousted from the company and dethroned as CEO. So why were the reins taken from Elon? Well, Max Levchin largely built Confinity tech-wise using Unix, and then it was merged with Musk's X.com coded in C++. And when Musk became CEO, he wanted to switch everything to Windows. From the book, Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the Quest for a Fantastic Future, Musk said this regarding the technology of PayPal. As for the technology change, that's not really well understood. On the face of it, it doesn't sound like it made much sense for us to be writing our front-end code in Microsoft C++ instead of Linux. But the reason is that the programming tools for Microsoft and PC are actually extremely powerful. They're developed for the gaming industry. I mean, this is going to sound like hearsay in sort of the Silicon Valley context, but you can program faster. You can get functionality faster in PC, C++ world. All of the games for the Xbox are written in Microsoft C++. The same goes for games on the PC. Two of the guys that left PayPal went off to Blizzard and helped create the World of Warcraft. When you look at the complexity of something like that living on PCs and Microsoft C++, it's pretty incredible. It blows away any website. In retrospect, I should have delayed the brand transition, and I should have spent a lot more time with Max getting him comfortable on the technology. I mean, it was a little difficult because the Linux system Max had created was called Max Code, so Max had quite a strong affinity for Max Code. This was a bunch of libraries that Max and his friends had done, but it just made it quite hard to develop new features. And if you look at PayPal today, I mean, part of the reason they haven't developed any new features is because it's quite difficult to maintain the old system. It all came down to the code, C++. Elon wanted Microsoft and C++, while Peter and Max wanted to stick with what they knew, Unix. So how does this relate to Satoshi? Well, if you didn't know, the Bitcoin code is written in C++. As we can see from Nakamoto.com, they say, Satoshi Nakamoto began coding the first implementation of Bitcoin in C++ in May of 2007. So Elon Musk and Satoshi both love C++, even though many of the world's top programmers don't. Even Elon's companies today, Tesla and SpaceX, still use C++. 2007, Satoshi started coding Bitcoin with C++. Well, in 2008, Elon spoke on his original vision for the PayPal company. Let's listen in.
And we all know what PayPal is today, but I was hoping you could sort of share with us kind of what your vision was from the beginning.
Well, it certainly evolved over time. Initially, after selling Zip2, I wanted to do something more on the internet, and it seemed to me that there hadn't been all that much innovation in the financial sector. And given that money is kind of just an entry in a database, and it was low bandwidth, so it didn't require some big infrastructural upgrade to the internet, it seemed it should lend itself to innovation.
Low bandwidth, no big infrastructure changes to the internet. He was thinking about resources and the management of them in terms of the internet. Now, if we go to this Crypto Adventure article on why Satoshi wrote Bitcoin using C++, they say, resource management of a program is one of the most vital things that developers consider when creating software. For software to achieve full functionality and remain highly effective in providing services, they should have suitable resource management protocols instituted. In blockchain development, things aren't at all different. Since blockchains provide services to millions of people and institutions, they should be highly scalable for service delivery efficiency. C++ algorithms can perform at the best level by maximizing resources use and giving the developer control over the CPU and memory use. This algorithm also allows the blockchain to accept or reject blocks, thus eradicating any forks in the blockchain. Using C++ therefore helps the platform interact with different endpoints at fast rates. Now let's just continue that 2008 talk.
So I try to think of what could be, what something compelling that could be done. And I thought, well, if we can combine all types of financial services in one, so you could have like mortgages, like basically all your entire financial relationship seamlessly integrated together in one place online, that would be cool. And then there was a little feature that just seemed like an obvious feature, which was the ability to transfer money from one person to another by entering a unique identifier like an email address.
Whoa, person-to-person payments was just a small feature, which could be done with a unique identifier. And he stumbled on his words when given an example.
By entering a unique identifier like an email address.
Was he about to say a public key but caught himself and said email address? But now back to Elon tweeting about x.com and x.com/x, a side project that never saw fruition. What could that side project have been with his online banking startup x.com that would become PayPal? Could it have been a more decentralized version of person-to-person money? Well, there was a side project and an original version for PayPal, where another co-founder of it, Luke Nosak, spilt the beans in 2009, and he is an investor in SpaceX. Let's listen in.
So I'm curious to know, is your perspective on crypto, having come from built PayPal, that like essentially the problem of digital money is generally solved by things like PayPal and WeChat Pay? Or do you think that the crypto story will play out differently? Because I definitely get met with a lot of sort of skepticism of like, okay, we already have global payment networks that are much easier to use than cryptocurrency. Again, that's sort of the what's the point question.
Well, many people don't know this, but the mission of PayPal was to create a global currency that was independent of interference by these corrupt cartels of banks and governments that were debasing their currencies. And we succeeded at building something very economically very powerful, enabled many small businesses. We're super proud of it, but we never achieved the mission. And I don't think it is solved by PayPal, precisely for the reason that you brought in the Venezuela case, where PayPal is simply too centralized and too attached to the big financial institutions, Visa, MasterCard, the ACH networks, the SWIFT network, and it will do whatever it needs to do to keep those institutions happy.
Could that have been x.com/x, a truly peer-to-peer money out of government control, a precursor to what we know as Bitcoin today? Chico Crypto thinks it's highly likely. Cheers, I'll see you next time.